Hello everyone, welcome to Learn and Code. This is Dr. P.S. Rao, working as professor and head in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in JMUC Institute of Technological Sciences. I have been in teaching since 2001 and having 24 years of teaching experience. I'm very happy to inform you that I'm going to start the channel on C programming for beginners. So let us have a discussion on this. Before starting C programming, we should know the basic fundamentals. First fundamental concept is what actually is language and what is meant by the programming language. So we know that we are using the concept of a language for communication purpose, or we can say this is the system of communication to interact with human beings. Any language is having its own syntax and semantics. So if you take an English language, this English language is having its own syntax, and second one is semantics. Not only this, to learn English language, we need to learn an alphabet, right? Once we learn alphabet, we should know the basic concepts of how to form words. After forming the words, next thing we should know how to form sentences. So these set of rules forms grammar, right? Grammar is nothing but the syntax. And when we're talking about the semantics, this represents the meaning. For example, I'm writing one statement that the statement I'm writing is Rama killed Ravana. This is an English statement, right? There is no grammatical mistake. Why? From the epic of Ramayana, we know that Rama killed Ravana. So grammatically it is correct. When you consider the meaning is also correct. So it is syntactically correct, at the same time semantically correct. But when you write the statement in reverse, like Ravana killed Rama, so grammatically this statement is correct. But as per Ramayana, this is a wrong statement. It doesn't have any kind of meaning. Means semantics is wrong. So this is the main difference between the syntax and semantics. So like this language, programming language is also having its own syntax and semantics. So what actually mean by the programming language? So we know that C is the programming language, but actually what does it mean? To interact with the computer system, we need to learn programming language. Or we can say that any language which is used to communicate with the system is called programming language. Now, we will see various types of programming languages. Broadly, programming languages are divided into three types. First one is low-level programming language, and second one is middle-level programming language, and third one is high-level programming language. We will discuss all these languages one by one. So coming to the first one is low-level language. Low-level language is also known as machine-level language. Machine level. This language is directly interacts with the system. It is directly interacting with the registers and it is going to modify the memory contents, directly interacting with the machine. But if you want to write the program in low-level language, you should learn how to write zero sign ones in the program. So everything you have to write in the form of zero sign ones. And the main difficulty is writing the program or writing everything in the form of zeros and ones is very difficult. So what we need is we need an alternate language which is having the more abstraction compared to the low level language. So that is we call it as middle level language. What is the difference between low level and middle level? In the low level language, everything we should write in the form of zeros and ones. Now, what is mean by the middle level language? In the middle level language, we can use a set of specific symbols, like we can use add, subtract, div means division. These are the specific symbols. We call it as mnemonics. Special name is there, mnemonics. By using these mnemonics or specific symbols, we can write the program with without some difficulty. It is also very complex, but compared to low-level language, it is somewhat better. So that's why we are preferring middle-level language compared to low-level. But again, there is a problem of flexibility. So to overcome this difficulty, also we are going to use the concept of high-level programming language. Now I will give the clarification among what is meant by the low-level language and what is meant by the middle-level language and what is meant by the high-level language. Writing the program in low-level language is very difficult, but because it is having the low level of abstraction, means user is not in a position to understand the registers concept. So we came with the alternative that is called middle-level language. It provides some flexibility, but 100% flexibility is not provided to the user by using a middle-level language. Example for the middle-level language is assembly language. So to provide 100% flexibility in writing the programs, we are going to prefer the language called high-level programming language. What do you mean by the high-level programming language? A high-level programming language is an English-like language, but it's not an English language. What do you mean by like language? So it means that mainly whatever the statements we are using in high-level language, simply English statements, English type of statements. So it is very easy to understand this type of statements, and we are providing the flexibility for the user or the programmer to write the program very easily. That's the main concept of high-level language. Mission level language is nothing but low-level language. We can use the term mission level or low level. So as a summary, I can say that there are three types of programming languages. One is low level or mission level. Second one is middle level language. The example for the middle level language is assembly language. Next, last one is the high level programming language. So examples, we have C, C++, Java, so many programming languages are there. So the user mainly prefer high level programming languages to write the programs. Why? Because it is providing the more flexibility at the same time high level of abstraction. So we are preferring high level programming languages. Now after this, we are moving on to next slide, the history of C language. Okay, so our topic is about the C programming, right? Before entering into the details of C programming, we should know the background of C language. The first language in the world developed in 1960, that language is ALGOL. ALGOL stands for algorithmic language. Algorithmic language. This is the first language. It is also known as the father of programming languages. Father of programming languages. Why it is the father of programming languages? Why? Because it is the first programming language. And this ALGOL is also used the concept of structured programming. Structured programming. What do you mean by this structured programming? So structured programming means we are doing the concept of programming which divides the entire program into basic fundamental blocks known as functions. That means the entire program is divided into modules or functions or procedures. This we call it as structured programming. Okay, but the problem with Algol is there are so many limitations and challenges. And prototyping and declaring the variables and writing the program is very, very, very difficult in Algol. It faces so many challenges. So to overcome this problem, in the series they have developed another programming language, BCPL. BCPL is the advancement of Algol. Though it is an advancement of Algol, though it has reduced the some challenges or limitations of Algol, still it is having some disadvantages. The disadvantage is again data prototyping, and it is very difficult to declare the variables. Okay, again there we need an extension of the advancement for BCPL. So that's why they came up with another programming language B. So please remember the language Algol was developed by the international scientists, or we can say international group, and BCPL was developed by scientist called Martin Richards. Martin Richards, and the B language was developed by Ken Thompson. Ken Thompson. After B again to overcome the challenges, but again we have problems. So to overcome those problems, they have developed another programming language C. Next, they have developed Kernighan and Ritchie C and ANSI C, C99, C11, C17 is developed in 2017. The numbers are given based on the year. The latest version in C is to C23. So the main intention of having this table is just the father of programming languages, Algol. It has faced some challenges and limitations. To overcome that, again, they have developed a new language called BCPL. It is somewhat okay, but again, some problems are remain there. Again, they have developed a new extension that is called B. B is still having some problems like data typing. Again, they went for the next extension, advanced language called C. So this is the basic history of C language. After this, I'm moving on to the next concept. What is software and what is hardware? So to enter into the C programming, so while we discuss in C, while we discuss the C programming concept, so we are going to declare the variables, okay, and the variable can be either integer variable or character variable. So how much memory it is going to take an integer variable, or how much memory is going to taken by a character variable. So there we are going to discuss about the memory concept. So before entering into that memory concept, what I want to do is I want to have a general discussion about what I actually mean by the hardware and software. Just brief look about software and hardware. Software is nothing but set of programs. Set of programs, or we know that set of instructions. Both are valid. Now, how many types of softwares are there? We know the first one is system software, and second one is application software. Okay, what is mean by the system software? Then we will see, and what is application software also we will discuss. Now, next concept, hardware. Hardware is defined as simply a set of physical components. A set of physical components. Mainly, we are talking about the input unit, output unit, central processing unit, memory unit. Okay, and these are the things mainly comes under hardware. Hardware is nothing but set of physical components. Software is nothing but set of programs or set of instructions. How many types of software? Two types. First one is system software, and second one is application software. Let us have a discussion on What is mean by the system software and what is mean by application software? System software, in the name itself meaning that software which is used for system operations. System operations. System operations mainly deals with file saving and memory management, file management, process management, process management, and also it is talking about the drivers. So input unit drivers and output unit drivers. If you want to use a printer, printer requires driver. So to make a print, to have a print, the printer must be activated. We have to wake up the printer. How the printer can be activated? With the help of the drivers. So if you want to save a file, you need operating system. Saving and printing and processing and managing the files, all these are the system related operations. To perform these system related operations, we need system software. Okay. Now coming to the application software, the software which is mainly used to perform user applications. User applications. For example, you take MS Excel, MS Word, or databases. DBMS is there, right? So these are the softwares in which the user can create their own applications. So that comes under the application software. This is about the small discussion about system software and application software. Now coming to the next topic, what actually mean by the program, algorithm and flowchart. Why we are discussing about this? So to write a program, first we have to write an algorithm, we have to draw the flowchart. Next move on to the program. When any problem is given to the user, first he has to understand the problem carefully. Next, he has to write an algorithm. Next, he has to draw the flowchart. What is mean by the algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but the step-by-step process. Step-by-step process. And what is mean by the flowchart? It is the pictorial representation, or we can say graphical representation, or visual representation. Means that we are going to use some symbols which are used to represent the steps in the program. So what I want to say is a program simply consists of a set of instructions in the form of steps. So before going to write the instructions, we have to carefully design the steps one by one by using algorithm. After algorithm is completed, then go for the flowchart. In the flowchart, just we are writing the symbols, we are drawing the symbols which describes each and every step or the flow. Now, after completing these two, algorithm and flowchart, next start writing the program. This is the best method of writing the programs. That's all for today. We will meet in the next class. Thank you for watching.